Uh, Hello, the internet. I'm feeling incredibly ill today. I tried to write something about what I'm about to talk about, but I'm really loopy and out of it because I went for a very long run in very hot weather that I'm not used to, on basically no sleep for the past week and very little food and water. So I kind of just need to stream of consciousness. I forgot to take off my fake glasses. Uh, they Usually, when I'm doing intense work, I'm wearing my real glasses, but my screen is too close, so I wear these and they give me, the psychosomatic feel of productivity. Anyway, I'm sorry. I'm really loopy. I got a few asks. Can I analyze the leaks that came out? And don't worry, I'm not going to give any spoilers. Not that it was anything we couldn't have guessed that out already. It was just like, we got the preview pages from EW, and one of the leaks was another page of the Spirit World Vacation, and then the other leak was one of the two kisses, which is also not a spoiler because the artist Irene Klo said on a panel, "We're going to have two kisses," which is weird to me. It's still weird to me. Um, but I'm not going to analyze it. However, I realized I never actually talked about the preview pages, and I'm just kind of my thoughts on Turf Wars have been cacophinating sort of all day thanks to these leaks, and they're distracting me from writing my fic right now. So I just need to get it out, and we'll see what happens. And I'm actually going to be writing something more in depth with Griffin anyway, Progman X, because we're co-writing the reviews and we want to write like something in advance of it. So this is probably going to be very redundant. Maybe I won't post it, but I just need to talk about it. So yeah, the leaks, just delete them if you reblogged it, get rid of your likes. That was so beyond shady. There's the little like cursor hanging out by Asami's neck on the one. It's like someone actually stole this from a computer where they were doing a layout, which is, these are not screeners by any way, shape, or form, or review copies. I mean, it's so early and it's just so, yeah, just get rid of those. But for the Spirit World Vacation, I can talk about that like general concept because we had the preview pages, and it's not like anything was bad or offended me or anything like that. But I do find some of this just tonally odd. If I can put it that way, if there's one way to put it, it would be tonally odd. Because okay, so the thing with Korosami on the TV show, and I've written about this a lot, is that, it was restrained and constrained by, whether it was by Bryke's own assumptions, and that's a problem, whether Nickelodeon was telling them, hey dudes, you can't have a kiss, like whatever it was, they wanted to be able to put more into Korosami than what made it to our screen. And they had to pull it back. And for that, even Brian says this in his Tumblr post with the Korosami's canon. He says, "Is it a slam dunk for representation?" And it falls short of that because I refuse to believe he wanted anything less than a kiss because it's Brian and he has no chill and he's like he's the biggest shipper. But therefore, a lot of Korosami is meant to be taken more allegorically. And I'm not talking about my deranged running with subtext essay because that was just a whole, we don't need to get into that. Um, I'm talking about, the final pose of them holding hands going into the spirit world, going on this vacation. That was meant to be very specifically intimate. And I think it was in Brian's piece. It might have been Mike's. Mike's a little more technical. But they said, like, we specifically were trying to evoke the image of Julie and Varric at the altar, right? So it was supposed to be subtextual elopement, which is a funky concept, but at any rate, it was supposed to feel very intimate and very much more like a love confession, at least, than, oh, cool, what a fun place for our first date. That was more of the vibe that it was supposed to go with. And I think it's not exactly ambiguous that Korra figured out her feelings for Asami over the 3-year break that they were apart, and Asami seemed to be in command of her feelings for Korra for a while, but again, a lot of that's assumption on my part. I just so that's how the end of that show felt. And to go from that sort of more woolly metaphorical tone into the comics where the tone is literal because they don't have the constraint. And we're seeing just like, let's go rock climbing and let's swim. And we obviously haven't kissed yet. And it's all building up to that. It felt almost chaste, for lack of a better term. It felt very chaste, which is, you know, a trope for two women in a relationship. They tend to be desexualized. And I'm not saying that they should have written filthy fucking in the spirit world, because that's just not appropriate, and I understand the target audience, and I understand how they think sales are going to go, so, like, no, you can't do that. But I think what they originally said when these comics were first announced, you know, they were coming out of the portal already. The whole spirit world vacation, they were just skipping that. That counts in McGill. It's just, no one's touching it, and maybe they shouldn't, and I was actually a lot more excited about that idea, because to me, I don't want comics about Korra and Asami's relationship. I don't find that very inventive, because there's more to queer relationships than the physical relationship. What I wanted was a plot line that maybe pushes Korra and Asami, and there's going to be, you know, inherent, like, stuff comes up, you know, new couples navigating in a public space when they're both very well-known figures, like, things will come up. And that the focus would be on that plot line and how they navigate it, and through their relationship. That's just part of it. That's just part of how they behave and part of where it leads. But it's not like their relationship is a thing. And that's, you know, obviously we need the rest of the comic to know how it's going to end up, and hopefully I'm just worrying for nothing. But yeah, it felt like they were making it a thing. And no, like, it's fine. It's fine. I want to be really happy about it. And yeah, I want to be a lot happier about it than I felt reading the preview pages. And maybe that creeped me out a little bit. And I you know, I can back it up and be more objective when the comics come out. It's going to be fine. I understand that my specific aesthetic for what I want to have happen is not at all what, like, most people would want. Although I think it's not controversial that a lot of people want more focus on Asami because she was so shafted during the run. And oh, my train of thought, it's gone. Okay, that's good. Good job, Kylie. Why don't you write the wedding scene now that you've been trying to write for a month? Bye!